If you can please join me in rising, standing for the national anthem. If you're wearing a hat, please remove it. Put your hand over your heart. The national anthem will then be sung to us by our own graduate, Zaria Threet.
Oh, say, can you say by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts watched were so gallantly streaming. And the Yankees red glare, their beams bursting in air, gave proof through and white that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
By all means, please be seated, folks. You ever not want to follow somebody who speaks? That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Zaria. Well, welcome, everybody. My name's Hunter Scher. We are excited to spend this afternoon with you in celebration of our students, the work that they have done these last number of weeks, and now what lies ahead. In trying to sum up what these last few weeks and what today is, an expression that I often tell myself, I've shared with our team, as well as our students, is it's a good day to be us. And I cannot think of a better place to be right now than here at UHP. So, today is not just about completing a course. It is about becoming the type of person that others can depend on. So whether you are leaving here as a coach or a skilled trades professional, you are stepping into a profession that is built on trust. And I cannot think of a better population more suited to empower and put that trust in than America's veterans. People are going to hand you their lives. What that means is their goals, their businesses, their homes, their health, and that's responsibility. A responsibility that every one of you is ready to take head on. Because everybody in here is a builder. Not just a builder of the homes or the electrical systems in them, but of the families, the communities, the businesses, and the futures. That is the effect that you will have when you leave this place. Health and performance builds people. Our trades build our country, the world. They both exist to build things bigger than themselves. The best way to understand that is not going to come from me, but from someone who's lived it. So please welcome our honor graduate of July 2026, Cisco Ochoa.
Welcome, IHC, CPT, UHP family, distinguished guests. Real quick, I want to recognize a few things. Happy birthday, Manny. Congrats. Congrats to two of my fellow CPT grads who are getting married. We got Grace getting married October 16th. Jermaine getting married next year, May 15th. Hey, I see y'all. All right, so let's get down to it. When I first found out I was speaking today, I wanted to share a poem I wrote. But instead of reading it, I want to tell you why I wrote it. It begins with a little boy, innocent, full of joy, full of love, ready to take on the world. Like many of us, life happened, trauma happened, and darkness crept in. Everyone saw the football captain, the prom king, the sergeant, the leader, the guy who was cool, calm, and collective, and the confident leader. Eventually, they saw something different. They saw an alcoholic, a convict, a bum. They saw someone sleeping under a bridge and brushing his teeth in park restrooms. They saw someone who lost everything, lost what love felt like and its meaning. Most of all, he lost who he was. Truth is, those were all versions of the same person. None of them told the whole story. Then I came to UHP. For the first time in a long time, I was not judged by my worst days. I was surrounded by people who understand that healing isn't about pretending we're fine or we're okay. It's about the courage to keep showing up. I embraced the mantra that we are bruised, never broken, because in time, bruises heal. I learned our past can shape us without defining us, and I learned that human potential isn't something you're born with, it's something unlocked through community, accountability, forgiveness, and hope. And sometimes it's unlocked through not having air conditioning and stinky water. And sometimes it's unlocked through a nice PNC, a pause, notice, choose. While the world is paused right now during this speech, I want to notice the Band-Aids that we wear that we don't want anyone to notice. I used to be covered in them, and they were Cisco colored. Notice your Band-Aids, the Roosevelt colors, the berry colored Band-Aids, the Casey Strong Band-Aids, the Coach Blair colored Band-Aids too. And when you're ready, choose to rip them off, because the world is a better place with all of you and all of your beautiful scars. Now choose to smile, smile because of life, smile because it's contagious. And if you're like me, smile because you have a beautiful one. So as we graduate, I want to leave you with this. When you leave this place, don't let the handsome and pretty faces fool you. Don't let success fool you, and don't let someone's struggles fool you. Because the strongest people you'll ever meet usually have the deepest scars. Thank you, coaches, staff, and every member of UHP for helping us see the potential in ourselves when we couldn't always see it. We are UHP.
Hearing from our students is always one of the most special parts about graduation, so thank you, Cisco. So, when people think about Northwest Arkansas, it is hard sometimes to separate, I think, Walmart from it, what it's done from the country, for the world, for the region. R.J. Zanes is a third-generation electrician. If you were probably to ask him, in the brief conversations that he and I have, and talking to others that know him well, it might be tough to fathom where he's at now. But everybody who has spoken about R.J. in regards to leading from the front, who he is personally, professionally, it is no surprise. So, that said, R.J. Zanes, the VP of Facility Services at Walmart.
Well, thank you, Hunter, and just honored to be here beside each and every one of you graduates, beside our UHP team, Governor Sanders, and the Walmart team that's here representing us today. Just here to celebrate the hard work that you all have put into this program, the discipline and the commitment to building a stronger future for yourselves, our communities, and the world in which we operate. I just want to say thank you all for taking a chance on a company like UHP in a company like Walmart. I just want to say congratulations to all of you all that are being recognized today. And, what you've accomplished is not easy. These are hard hours, building community, working hard to learn to work with your hands, and building yourself up and picking yourself up. Those are not easy feats. And it takes focus, it takes persistence, it takes courage to learn by doing. Those are hard things. And at Walmart, we know the importance of skilled trades because we see their impact every single day across their 10,000 plus locations across the world. And it takes great experience. It takes skills and the experience and a network of people to keep our buildings running, our systems operational, and our operations moving safely and reliably. It takes you all. It takes our communities. And behind every great customer experience is a network of people like you that bring it to life. It takes technical skill, it takes problem solving, it takes steady hands, and it takes pride in the work that you do. This one's personal for me. My father is a veteran. He's a retired electrician's mate. And I learned from him the value of service, discipline, and commitment. And I kind of followed in his footsteps as I became an electrician myself and went through an apprenticeship program and learned a trade. And it taught me the value of showing up. It taught me problem solving. And it taught me to take pride in the work that I execute for the people that depend on me. The experience really shaped how I think about opportunity. And before I ever had a corporate job, I understood the meaning of building a career with my hands, my head, and my heart. And what I'm so proud about what Walmart is doing and what UHP is doing is creating pathways like associate to technicians, developmental technicians, and the beauty of joining a company like Walmart with the breadth of opportunity to grow and succeed is a beautiful thing. The need for skilled talent is real. There will be around a 2.1 million skilled trades worker shortage by 2030. And as demand continues to grow and supply continues to shrink, these are high in demand career pathways. And I'm excited about them. This means, ultimately supporting training models that are practical, connected to real work, focused on helping people build skills that they can use right away. Programs like this matter because they help people from moving from training into opportunity and from opportunity into long-standing careers. And that's why Walmart continues to invest in those who serve our country and their families. Since 2013, Walmart has hired more than 500,000 veterans and military spouses. That's who we are and that's what we believe in. And I want to say thank you for your service, first and foremost. It means the world to me. It means the world to all of us. We know that service builds leadership, it builds adaptability, and it builds strong work ethic that can mean meaningful careers in civilian life. And I'm excited for that for you all as you make that transition. And to the graduates, whether you're entering health and performance, electrical work, or another field, the skills that you built here are just the foundation to continue to build off of. I want you to keep learning. Be curious. Keep asking questions. Keep taking pride in the visible work that is making a difference. And to the work that you do, all of it, it matters to our customers, to our families, to our businesses, to all of the communities in which we serve. Skilled work is meaningful work. It supports families, it strengthens communities, it opens doors. And on behalf of Walmart, I just want to say congratulations again to each and every one of you. We're proud to support this work, and we're excited to see you continue to build your skills and conquer what's next in your life. Congratulations, you all. Thank you.
Thank you, RJ. So when I first heard that Congressman Bergman was coming down, my first question was, why is a Michigander coming to Arkansas? But then I understood and learned who he was. As a combat veteran in Vietnam, he was a lieutenant general in the Marine Corps. And if you ask a Marine, there are no former Marines. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Exactly. But if you start to look at the work that he's done, it reads very much along the lines of, if you remember, the most interesting man in the world. Between running his business, being a commercial airline pilot, being the highest ranking combat veteran to ever serve in Congress. So it is a pleasure, especially during the summertime, and if you know northern Michigan, it is a really hard place to leave in the summer. Exactly. So, without further ado, Congressman Bergman.
Wow. I think I've been here almost 24 hours now, and what an experience. So I need to hear the sounds. Okay, how many soldiers? Sailors? Air Force? What the hell was that? Coast Guard? Okay. Marines? Is there anybody I forgot? The Space Force hasn't been around long enough to have any graduates yet, but I guarantee you what you're going to be doing going forward is you're going to have some Space Force former members who are so glad that you're in their organization. Because what I've seen here in just this brief time is an unbelievable, what I call bucket filler for me. Because if you don't have a full bucket, how can you give to others when their bucket needs filling? You guys have filled my bucket here. As a member of the Armed Services Committee, and also, I think equally, if not more important, a member of the Veterans Affairs Committee, as I look at what UHP is doing and the collaboration with Walmart, the collaboration with all the investor companies, you are creating a model that guys like me can use in Washington, D.C. to promote the good policy that we need going forward for our veterans. This is after your service. This is not Department of Defense or Department of War. This is afterwards. So you all are setting the example here by which others are going to be held to standard. And when you think about standards, there's a little message I give to folks. Anybody here know what the 5 Eyes are? It's an intelligence sharing organization with certain countries around the world. This is not the 5 Eyes, that 5 Eyes. But the first eye to consider is integrity. Have you ever heard yourself say, well, that person has 60% integrity? No. You either have it or you don't. And once it's gone, it's gone. The second eye is intent. Now, you can have good intent, you could have bad intent, you could have misguided intent. But this is think of the criteria, how we look at others. Okay, so integrity, intent. Next one is innovation. How creative are we? How willing are we to get out of our comfort zones, to try something new? And the skills you're going to go into, you're going to be faced with certain principles. Don't violate the principles of electricity. Okay? For those of you who are going, I can tell you, you won't like it. Okay? But after that innovation, the initiative with which you push forward is going to be strictly driven by your willingness to push just a little farther. And the last I is intensity. I know all of you. I've seen you at meals here and around here. I guarantee you there's no shortage of intensity in this. So I will just leave you with this. Take this opportunity, this learning experience, build on it. There's a plan for all of us. You have to execute your plan and bring others up with you every day. And I'm just honored to be with you as part of this ceremony, and thank you for that, and God bless you all, and let's get rolling, let's get to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. This next gentleman does not need an introduction, but he's going to get one. I first met Matt about 6 years ago. The more, and I'll keep it short and sweet and PC, the more I've gotten to know Matt, the more I've come to respect him. He is truly an onion in the best ways, as far as who he is as a leader, who he is, to use the congressman's term, innovator, but who he is personally and professionally in leading this organization is something I know that we are all very, very proud of today. So, without further ado, our founder and our CEO, Matt Hesse. Short and sweet.
I thought I would be clever and go before the governor because I know how good of a speaker she is, but then I got sacked by all these guys before me. All of us want to belong to something special, want to believe in something special, and want to strive for something in our lives. And as I tell our students, I feel much like they do. I feel like I could be sitting in their seat, and I was. And through a lot of the things that Congressman Bergman just talked about, those principles that we get as children, that we get for us in this room from the military, and teaching us the right things in life, the things to be proud of and the things to work hard for. We have to be guided by the values, and those values that we build for ourselves through those collections of experiences are what create character. And a lot of our students here are coming from all over the country. We hope to keep many of you, as many as possible, in Arkansas. But they're going to go back out into the world. And people often talk about this place and our coaches and our staff and me as a leader in our campus. And it is special, and our jobs are special. And I feel incredibly privileged and blessed to lead this organization. But the real specialness is the people sitting in those chairs, the graduates of this program, because they're the ones that go out into the world and make the blast radius impact of this place bigger. And without them, this place isn't possible. And when we started working on this, one of the things that I was most excited about is looking back in my past as a kid and going into the military, the things in my life that I was either gifted with from a mentorship or opportunity perspective, or the challenges that I've had along the way. I think as Cisco talked about, the scars that are the deepest are often form the strongest leaders. And it is those who can rise above those challenges in their life and take agency over their life and decide their own path. And when I think about this population and the specialness of it, a lot of it comes back to the desire to serve. And there's a lot of ways to serve in the world. You can serve your others, you can serve your community, you can serve God. And I think that when we go back to what I said in the beginning about belonging, believing, and striving, you can also link it all back to that. And if you have that desire in your heart, we got to get ourselves in a place to be able to make those impacts every day, to feel fulfillment in our lives. And that's what this place is about. It's about adjusting our azimuth to get back into a place of impact and service. And so whether you're going into personal training, health coaching, nutrition, as an electrician, you're going to be in a position coming out of here with the credentials and the brand, and most of all, your servant leader heart to go make an impact in the world. And it's why I'm so incredibly proud to lead this organization, because it's in a lot of ways the greatest job in the world, because the product that we produce are the best of this country. And I can't think of a greater opportunity to serve than that. It's a blessing for me. I know all of our staff that serves this population, yes, we try to be the best we can as an organization and a culture, but what really drafts our staff and our team and our partners into this is the mission and seeing the people that come out of here make an impact in the world. I'm very proud of all of the people that work for us and incredibly proud of all of our students and the impact I know they're going to go out and make. And the one thing that I'll leave you with, which I shared with you when we talk about vision, is when you're going out into the world, you don't have to do it alone. Veterans often don't want to be a burden to someone else, and they just take it on their shoulders. And to Congressman Bergman's point, if you're constantly pouring your cup out for others, your cup will never be full, and it's hard to make an impact when you're pouring from an empty cup. So don't go at it alone. As we talked about the river down there being full of my tears, go build your own things in the world that make a massive impact, and don't be afraid to get on your knees and ask for help.
Congratulations.
Do you want to introduce the
Why not? It is my great honor, one, to say thank you to Walmart and to Salute and all of the organizations who have come here, built, Apple. This cannot be done alone. And I am incredibly privileged and blessed to introduce who I believe is the greatest governor in this country, who I believe will continue to lead and rise up and continue to do great things for our nation, Governor Sanders.
Thank you. And what a great privilege it is to be back here on the UHP campus. This is my third visit. A lot of people on my team think the only reason that I like to come is because Matt actually lets me drive when we're on campus. But it's not true. I come because this is one of the most special, unique, incredible places, not just in the state of Arkansas, but anywhere in the country. And so it is an honor to be back. And I want to be one of the first people to say congratulations to this incredible class of graduates. I want to also say thank you for your service. Thank you for the dedication that you showed by joining UHP's program. And thank you for stepping up to be the next generation of great American workers and leaders. I also want to say a huge thank you to our host and visionary behind UHP, my good friend Matt. Every time I visit this campus, it just gets better and better and grows so much. I am a little disappointed they paved the roads, but that's okay. We'll talk about that later. But we are so glad and so proud to have this place and this facility and your vision here in Arkansas. So thank you for your leadership. We're also joined by Congressman from Michigan, and honestly, I can't believe he's here in the summer. I don't know how you convinced him to come to Arkansas in July, but he is, as you heard, a true American hero and a just incredible patriot, and somebody that it's an honor to sit beside and share a microphone and a podium with. Thank you, Congressman, for being here and sharing your story and your commitment with our state. I also want to say thank you to our legislators. We've got Representative Duke, Representative Torres that are here, and our State Senate President, Bart Hester. And the most important thing that you need to know about Senator Hester is that he's a builder. And so for those of you who are graduating and haven't yet found a job and want to stay in Arkansas, I recommend you talk with him after this because we'd really like you to stay here. And I know he can use some more help. So look, I'm helping you out already. But he does a tremendous job helping lead in the Senate, but he's a great part of this community and has a real commitment to what this place does and what it means and to our veterans, and he really would be an incredible person to work with and for. I also want to say thank you to the members of my team that are here. We've got the Secretary of the VA, most famously known as Colonel Gator. He is really shy. He is a former, I guess, C-130 pilot. And as if any of you know, pilots in the military really have to work on coming out of their shell. And so Gator is right in that, and he does such a great job leading our state and has really helped us change the shape and the culture of the VA here in the state of Arkansas, and we could not be more thankful for the dedication that you have and the incredible work that you do. I also want to say thank you to RJ Zanes and the Walmart team for their support of the UHP Skills Trade Institute. I know this would not have come together without your partnership and support, and so we're grateful for everything that your company continues to do to give back to the state of Arkansas and especially to our veteran community. UHP exists because of two numbers. The first is 200,000. That's the number of veterans who transition out of service every year. They are highly skilled, highly disciplined, and demonstrated the highest courage in defense of our country. In other words, they're every employer's dream. But unfortunately, even at a time when companies are desperate for workers, too many of our veterans leave service without a clear path to a job afterward. The second key number is 2.1 million. That's how many unfilled jobs in the trades America is going to have by 2030. These are the men and women who make stuff, who keep your car running, who keep your lights on, and something that's on top of mind for every single Arkansan right now is they keep your air conditioner on. But if we don't do something about it soon, we are going to have a crippling shortage of those skilled workers, right when America needs them most to compete on a global stage. And that's where UHP comes in. They see the supply, 200,000 veterans every year, and they see the demand, 2.1 million jobs in the trades, and they're here to close the gap. But as much vision as Matt has and as much support as he gets from the public and private sectors, the equation still doesn't work if there aren't men and women willing to step up and answer the call. Those are the men and women we're here to congratulate. This isn't just the largest graduating class in UHP's history. It also represents the first cohort from the UHP Skilled Trades Institute, an accelerated trade school for electricians, welders, and HVAC technicians. So let me congratulate you on this accomplishment. And let me also tell you why this issue matters to me personally. As many of you know, before I was governor of Arkansas, I had the privilege to serve as President Trump's White House press secretary for 2.5 years. This is a story many of you may have heard before, but during that time, I traveled on every single one of the president's foreign trips. The most memorable, December 25th of 2018. It was Christmas Day, and my husband Brian and I had just cleaned up wrapping paper that was shoved into every corner of our house, thanks to our 3 kids. I had to leave my family's Christmas and go someplace that I couldn't tell them where I was headed. I couldn't tell them where I was going because the place I would be touching down on was a place they didn't want anybody in the world to know that the President of the United States was going to be there, not even for a few hours. We boarded Air Force One in complete and total darkness. There were no lights on the plane. There were no lights on the runway. We were going completely off the grid. 12 hours later, in the pitch black, we landed in the war-torn part of western Iraq. Again, no lights on the plane, no lights on the runway. The only light that you could see was coming from about a mile away from where we had landed. The reason there was light in that location is because it was a dining hall packed full of U.S. troops gathered together thinking that they were having dinner with senior military leadership. They had absolutely no idea that the President and the First Lady were about to walk into that room. And when they did, it was a sight and a sound and a scene I know I will never forget. And as they stepped into the room, it absolutely erupted. Men and women from every race, every religion, every political party stood in one perfect and unified voice and chanted over and over and over again, USA, USA, USA. It's one of the most perfect pictures that I can imagine of what makes America so incredible. As we were making our way around the room, one of the young soldiers yelled from the back. He said, "Mr. President, I re-enlisted in the military because of you." The president told him, he said, "Son, I'm here because of you." An incredible exchange to witness. The president kept walking around the room, and as he did, he was shaking each of the soldiers' hands. That same young soldier that had yelled to the president came up to me. He said, "Sarah, you have a tough job." I thought, "Are you kidding? I take questions. You take bombs and bullets." I was like, "What I do is nothing." And in a moment that I will cherish my entire life, he reached up and he pulled the Brave Rifles patch that he wore on his shoulder, and he placed it into my hand. He said, "Sarah, we are in this together." I couldn't say anything. I was speechless, which is a shock to anybody who knows me. So I just reached up and I hugged him, thankful for the men and women who keep us free. I've told that story hundreds of times. What you may not know is the rest of the story. That young soldier's name is Dustin Singer. Dustin is originally from Texas, which I've chosen to forgive him for. After Hurricane Katrina, he dropped out of high school, worked in the oil fields. After he got laid off in 2008, he joined the Army at age 18. He deployed to Iraq, then to Afghanistan, then to Syria and Iraq again. He finished his service with the Old Guard at Arlington National Cemetery, keeping watch over our heroes buried on our country's most hallowed ground. My retelling of our meeting in Iraq reached Dustin when he returned back to the States, and somehow he managed to track me down. Dustin shared how much he and his wife had settled into Virginia and were now raising 2 kids. We talked about everything that had happened in both of our lives since that first meeting. As we were wrapping our call, I asked Dustin, "Have you ever thought about moving to Arkansas?" Dustin had never even been to Arkansas, and certainly had never considered it a place that he would call home. But I knew he was a hard worker and the exact type of person that we wanted to recruit to live here. So on January 19th of 2025, Dustin officially left the Army. And on January 21st of 2025, he officially started his job at the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs. He bought a bigger house for less money in Little Rock. He even brought his grandmother to live here. And while it's not standing on the battlefield, the work he is doing now is life-changing to his fellow servicemen and women. He personally talks to dozens and dozens of veterans a week, telling them all the reasons they should move to Arkansas like he did. He helps them exit the service, find a job and a home, and build a great life right here in his new home state. I can't think of anyone better to move or work here than those who have worn our nation's uniform. In just 1 year, the program that he helps run has become so successful that we are expanding it to help even more of our great veterans call Arkansas home. Our nation has tragically lost more than 150,000 veterans to suicide since 9/11. That's more than 10 times the number killed in Iraq, Afghanistan, and the war on terror combined. That is unacceptable. In Arkansas, we are standing with our veterans, empowering them with a new mission and a new sense of purpose, thanks to the great work of heroes like Dustin. Dustin's actually here with us today, and as governor, I proudly say to him and to every other veteran who plans to build a life in the natural state, welcome home. We are forever grateful for your selfless, heroic service to our nation. And in this state, we will always stand with the men and women who put it all on the line to make America free. So today we say not only thank you, but congratulations to our graduates. Thank you to the team at UHP for making this program possible. And most importantly, to every veteran here and around the country. We can never repay the debt that we owe you, but we will certainly spend every day trying. Thank you, congratulations, and God bless.